Hi friends, today we discuss some important terms in sociology. These terms are given in plus one NCRT sociology books, Introducing Sociology and Understanding Sociology. See, these are the two books as- of NCRT for 11th class, plus one classes. Okay. So we will discuss the terms, important terms which is given in the book. I introduce myself, Muhammad Rafi. Okay, this is my profile. We will go to the classes. See, there are many important concepts in sociology. Sociology is an easy subject, very recent subject. But the problem with sociology is its terms and perspectives, concepts, etc., are very much related to common sense language, common sense notations, etc. So this is the problem. How can we recognize sociology from the common sense knowledge? It's a very big task. So many terms are there in sociology. That terms we have to study first. We start with the first chapter of introducing sociology. First concept is capitalism. Capitalism, about capitalism, there is no need to explain what is capitalism, but in sociological terms, we discuss capitalism, laissez-faireism, all other concepts. Capitalism, what is capital? Capital refers to money, asset, or money, any property and machines, or anything which is related, which will be used for production of goods. So the system of economic enterprises based on market exchange is called capitalism. Next is dialectic. Dialectic, that term is very related to Karl Marx and Hegel. Dialectics means the existence or action of opposing forces. Example, the social constraint and individual will. We are an individual, we have some wishes, but we will not go for or go behind that wishes because there are some social constraints on us. So these two aspects, as an individual, as a social being, it is an opposing social forces. That is the dialectic. What is empirical investigation? That is the next term. Empirical investigation. It is a factual investigation. The factual inquiry carried out in any given area of sociological study. It is a factual inquiry. Just like natural sciences, there are some steps. So according to that steps, we will inquire about the facts, the incidents. That is called empirical investigation. Next is feminist theory. What is feminist theory? In feminist theory, they emphasize the centrality of gender in analyzing the social world. So whenever they talk about equality or any other concept, then the gender will come first. That is feminist theories. It is a sociological perspective. Okay. Many feminist theories are there, but all of them share a common desire to explain gender inequalities in society and to work to overcome them. So the feminist theories, they are emphasizing the centrality of gender, first thing. Second thing, many feminist theories, many streams are there. Third thing, though there are many streams, all the feminist theories are arguing for inequality in the society, to investigate gender inequality in the society, and they are trying to overcome this gender inequality. Next two terms, macro sociology and micro sociology. Okay, what is micro and macro? Micro is in individual level, macro is in societal level. So simple. That is the simplest form of uh, explanation. But let us see what is micro sociology. Micro sociology is the study of human behavior in context of individual interaction. Okay, individual interaction or face to face interaction. Individual interaction or face to face interaction. What is macro sociology? The study of large scale groups, organizations or social system. Okay. Next is social constraint. The society exert some conditions and influence on individual behavior. That is true. Such a term referring to the fact that the groups and societies of which we are a part exert a conditioning influence on our behavior. We will behave according to our societal norms, societal traditions, societal values, etc. So, these type of constraints or limitations put forwarded by the society on individuals are called social constraint. Next is value. What is value? See, these type of terms, values, norms, traditions, many other terms are there. UPSC or UGC, they are asking these terms frequently. Values. It is an idea. First point, it's an idea held by human individual or groups about what is desirable, what is good, what is desirable, proper, good or bad. So, values are ideas held by human individuals or groups about what is desirable, what is proper, what is good or what is bad. Differing values present key aspect of variations in human culture. Next, conflict theories. Conflict theories related to Marxian theories. The tensions, divisions and competing interest present in human societies. That is the focus of conflict theories. Conflict theories are it is a sociological perspective. Okay. What they focus? They are focusing on tensions, divisions and competing interest present in human societies. Conflict theories, that type of theories, they believe that there is a scarcity of scarcity and a value of resources. There is a scarcity of resources in society. Okay. There is a scarcity and a value of resources in society produces conflict. So, conflict theory believes that there are resources, but there are scarcity of resources. So, the people will compete each other to grab the resources. Okay. The conflicts theories, most of them is strongly influenced by the writings of Karl Marx. Next is functionalism. See, if we observe many incidents, many rituals, which is in the society, we can find out some functional aspect of that incident or that activity. Functionalism is a theoretical perspective. Functionalism is a theoretical perspective based on notion that social events can be best be explained in terms of the function they form. All social events has their own functions in the society, so the explanation would be based on the performance, or sorry, these functions. The contribution of such events to the continuity of the society. Continuity of the society. So, in functionalism, all events in the society is evaluated on the basis of function they observe, function they do in the society. Second thing, such events will help the continuity of the society. Okay. Next is identity. Many identities are there. As an individual, we have identities like male or female, Indian or Pakistani, or ethnicity, social class. So, the distinctive characteristics of a person's character or the character of a group which relate to which they are and what is meaningful for them. So, for Indians, the tricolor is meaningful for us, but for Americans, it is just a colors or a cloth. So, the symbols which we identify, we give respects, may not be given respect from other people. So, identity is the distinctive characteristics of person's character or the character of a group. Person's character or character of a group, which relate to who they are and what is meaningful to them. The tricolor is meaningful for us, but it is not meaningful for Americans. Next is means of production. See, in a capitalist system, we need capital like money, machines, etc. Okay. Then we will produce goods, finished goods, cars, or other things. The means whereby the production of material goods is carried on in a society is means of production. What are they? They are included, means of production included the technology and the social relation between production or producers, manager, employee. So many relations are there, social relations. These social relations and technology is together called means of production. Then micro-sociology and macro-sociology, which we have already discussed. Micro-sociology is individual level, macro-sociology is societal level, micro-sociology is related to face-to-face interaction, macro-sociology is a wide range interactions. Okay. Next is natal. What is natal? Natal, it refers to the place or time of one's birth. Our date of birth or time of birth. Time of birth or place of birth. So natal, our nativity certificate, we know natal place we know where we born. Okay. Next is norms. We discussed values. Values are ideas. Okay, we discussed it. What is norms then? See, this is interchangeable. This concept is little bit difficult. Rules, norms are rules. Values are ideas. Norms are rules of behavior which reflect or embody a culture's value, either prescribing a given type of behavior or forbidding it. So, norms are rules of behavior which reflect our culture, cultural values. Okay, it may be prescribed or forbidden. Anyway, next, citizen. Who is a citizen? Who is a citizen? A member of a political community. Member of a political community having both rights and duties. Okay. Then division of labor. See, two aspect is here, division of labor. If you see a factory, a car manufacturing factory, then you can see small parts are constructed. Small parts are made by some individuals. At last, they will get assembled and the car will form. Okay. So, instead of some people together working to make a car, actually the people are working making some tools. After all, the car will be assembled and the car will be built. So, division of labor is specialization of work task. Okay. Another aspect of division of labor in the early society, even now you can see gender division of labor. Women, they have some works, particular works are reserved for women, particular works are reserved for men, etc. That aspect too we can take consideration. Next is gender. What is gender? Sex is biological, male or female. What is gender? Gender is a social expectation. Okay, it is a social aspect, not biological aspect. Sex is a biological aspect, male or female, but gender is a social aspect or social expectations about behavior from different sex people. We expect some social, we have some social expectations from the women as well as from the men. Okay, so this is gender. Empirical investigation. Okay, that we have discussed. Endogamy and exogamy. Okay, what is endogamy? It is related to marriage. If the marriage is within the specific caste or class or tribal group, it is endogamy. What is exogamy? Exogamy is also a marriage related term. If the marriage occurs outside a certain group of relations, it's called exogamy. Then next is ideology. Okay, what is ideology? It is shared ideas or beliefs, okay, of a dominant group. This is okay. Ideology is a shared ideas or belief among the dominant group. And this ideology engrains inequalities between the groups. Okay. See, this type of ideologies make the community or the dominant group dominant above other groups. This type of ideology gives them extra power or authority to be dominant over some other groups. So this type of ideology is related to power. Okay. Then legitimacy. What is legitimacy? We heard about legitimate son, legitimate child. What is legitimacy? The belief that the particular political order is just and valid. It means authority has some value. The political system has some value. Okay. That is called, it is just, that is called legitimacy. Then monogamy, polygamy, polyandry, polygyny. These four terms are related to marriage. Okay. Then monogamy involves one husband and one wife at a time. One husband and one wife at a time. Polygamy means more than one mate at one time. Maybe one husband has many wives, or one lady has many husbands. That is also called polygamy. Then specialized term. That two are general terms. Okay. Then specialized term. Polyandry. If a man marries, if more than one man is married to a woman, Panjali, example Panjali. Polyandry is like just like Panjali. One lady has many husbands. Then another example is Nair society in Kerala and some tribes in Meghalaya. Okay. Then polygyny or polygyny. What is it? Polygyny or polygyny? One woman, more than one woman is married to a man. Usually it happens. One husband and many wives. Okay. Next is service industry. There are production industry and service industry. Here service industry means example travel industry. Okay. It is related to, not related to production of goods. It is related to production of services. IT industry. Okay. That is service industry. Then state society and stateless society. What is state society and stateless society? State society, a society which possesses a formal apparatus of government. State society means it has government. Stateless society means formal institution of government is not there. There is no formal institution of government. Next is social mobility. We know people have some categories, some classes, some caste, some stratification. Lower class, higher class, lower caste, higher caste. The mobility of the movement from one status or occupation to another, that is called social mobility. So if the person get uplifted in their jobs, in their caste, in their class, then it is called social mobility. Okay. So downward mobility is there, upward mobility is there. They may get uplifted, they may get downgraded. Okay. Then sovereignty. What is sovereignty? Undisputed political role of a state over a given territory. Undisputed political role is called sovereignty. Okay. Let us stop here. We will go with the next classes. Okay, thank you.